Hey, what's up? I'm Kristen, and in today's video, I'm gonna plan out my menu for the entire month of October. So yeah, if that sounds interesting, please make sure you're subscribed, and I'll be right back. Okay, so you'll see this in an upcoming video, the plan with me for the month of October, but I have it out here because there are some things that I need to keep in mind as I plan my menu. In the past, I had been using that family organizer book to put my menu in, and it just ended up not working the way I thought it would. I wanted to have a hard copy, out on the counter in my kitchen, but it just wasn't, we don't have enough space for that, and I don't know, we just weren't really using it the way I thought we would. So I'm trying something different this month, but I thought that I would kind of walk you through my process of how I actually plan my menu. So the first thing I do is plan out my month, because I need to know days that we are going to need a crock pot meal, or maybe there's a day that I don't need to cook dinner because we're going out or whatever. And so that's important. It's important to kind of have a general schedule, at least, loosely written down somewhere. So I went ahead and planned my month, and I have it here, and I'm actually going to kind of put it off camera just so that I have space here. So I also have this it's a desk pad. It came from Amazon. It's an undated, which I think is nice because, then if you don't need it, you don't need to use it that month or whatever. And it was inexpensive. I want to say it was $10 or less. So I already have it laid out for the month of October. October starts on a Saturday, and then the last day of October, which is Halloween, is on the 31st. And I just put that up here so that I could have a spot. So I have this highlight here just to indicate that that's a crock pot meal, just because on Halloween, I don't know what that evening is gonna be like. I don't know what our plans are. I don't know how it's gonna work, and I just wanna have dinner already figured out so that we could do whatever. And then over here, I have already have this planned because it was part of the last week of September. So I already know that we're having a crock pot meal of white chicken chili on that day. So anyhow, so you plan your month in your planner or wherever you plan your month, and then you note any special days, just like I said, like Halloween. We have a street party on this day, and that's actually something that involves cooking. It's last year it was a chili cook-off. This year it's a one pot meal, and basically you bring a dish and then people vote. And I don't know, I haven't actually been to the party yet. I know it's a lot of fun. We weren't able to go last year, but I'm really looking forward to it this year. And then this day here, I have that there's a fall festival that day. Now that ends at 3, but if we're gonna be out already, chances are we may eat, take that opportunity to eat out somewhere. I don't know. So that day is probably, I don't know. If not, it's always pizza day. Anyway, so that brings me to my next point. I have theme days. So every Monday I tend to do meatless Monday, or mostly meatless Monday. That's usually I'll make, if I make a bean soup, I usually throw in some bacon, that kind of thing. That's not meatless then, but you get the idea. The main part of the meal is not meat. So that's what Monday is. Tuesday is usually chicken. Wednesday I usually do ground beef. Thursday I usually do I alternate between sausage and seafood. Friday is always fend for yourself, and that's usually leftovers for me, and then my son will usually make something from the freezer, like chicken nuggets or taquitos or whatever, and he throws it in the air fryer, and it's exactly what it sounds like. I don't cook for anyone else. If I want to cook for myself, that's up to me, but I'm not in charge of feeding you that day. Saturday is always pizza, and that's usually a frozen pizza. Sometimes we order pizza, and a lot of times things are happening on a Saturday, and it tends to be the days that we go out to eat. And kind of the same with Sunday, if we go have lunch with some family that day. Sunday is usually I call it Sunday supper. It's like if I want to do like a roast or like something that's like takes a lot longer to cook, or it's just more like a comfort food situation. And then sometimes I'll do like new recipes on that day just to try if it's something that's like more involved. I don't know. So that's kind of like how I already know like what kinds of recipes to find for each day. And what's nice about Friday and Saturday always being like fend for yourself and pizza is that those are 2 days, like 2 days in a row that I'm like off the hook for cooking. Yes, frozen pizza is cooking, but it's just literally throwing it in the oven and taking it out of the oven like 25 minutes later, and that's like kind of not really that big of a deal to me. So it is nice to have like a built-in break. Okay, so we've got our theme days, and then what's great about having like a recipe collection, and I've kind of done a walkthrough on this already, and I will link it here so you can get more details, but I have this like it's a binder, but it's also like a notebook, and I have all the recipes that I know we like, that we've tried in this, and I have it organized by the like protein that like the theme. My theme is based on like the main part of the meal or the protein, and so I have my recipes organized that way. And so now all I need to do is go through this book, and I know I need to find like 5 meatless meals, 4 chicken meals, 4 ground beef meals, 2 sausage meals, and 2 seafood meals. And then I don't need to find meals for these days, except for, you know, here, maybe. And then it's like 5, which I already have this planned, so I don't really need 5, but like 4 you know, Sunday supper type meals that are more involved. So let's go through, and I'm just gonna turn to, just because it's in order, I'm just gonna go to the beef section, and beef is Wednesdays. And so I'm gonna flip through, and what I'm looking for first is things that maybe we haven't had in a while, so that I'm not repeating the same things over and over. And Korean beef bowl is one of our favorites, but I know I'm having it like this week already, and so I'm not gonna write it in yet. So I'm just gonna go through and write down as I turn the pages. I didn't have any other days where I knew I needed a crock pot meal, so I'm not worried about that. But as we get to that, I will show you how I find that easy as well. So I'm just gonna write everything in. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna speed this up, and if I come up with anything that I want to like expand on, I'll slow it down, and we'll talk about it. So I don't have a recipe for spaghetti because it's just spaghetti. Like, it's not something I need a recipe for. And that's something that I need to add to my book, is just like a list of meal ideas that are not necessarily recipes, but just things you don't need a recipe for, like, you know, grilled chicken and vegetables or spaghetti, stuff like that. So that is something that, as I'm looking through my book, I realized, well, I don't actually have that, but I'm gonna write that in. So here I made a mistake. I was gonna do this Monterey chicken skillet, but this is actually a pasta dish, and we're having pasta the next day, and so I don't wanna do like 2 pasta dishes in a row, so I'm actually just gonna do like sheet pan chicken instead on this day. And that's another one like the spaghetti, that's just like a recipe. It's a no recipe, it's just I throw chicken and like potatoes and vegetables, whatever vegetables I have, like carrots, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, that kind of stuff. I throw that all on a sheet pan and toss it with like herbs and olive oil and stuff, and then I just bake it in the oven. You can get little like packets, like seasoning packets that help you with stuff like that. If you are not sure like what kind of seasonings you like yet, you can try different seasoning packets. So here what I did, because Thursday is sausage and seafood alternating, I did like 2 sausage recipes and 2 seafood recipes. That way they're not like too close together. And so one of the other things I did is that since we're having like more of like a Tex-Mex type of meal on these nights, the night before, I went ahead and did like a more Tex-Mex style of meal here, only because that way we can use up whatever like leftover toppings or anything like that, and it works. And then it's just because, you know, when you buy cilantro, you always have a lot of cilantro left over, so that way I can like use up all that cilantro, or like if I only used half an avocado to top this, I can make sure to get the other half of that avocado used up. I hope that makes sense. That way it's like you have less things left over, and then plus like with this taco rice, if there's anything left over, that might make a like a little side dish for the fajitas. I don't know, we'll see. All right, and then Friday and Saturday are already done except for this day. This day is special because of the party that day, and I think what I want to make, since it's the theme of that party, is a one-pot meal. I have this one-pot like Cajun chicken pasta that I'm thinking of making. One-pot creamy Cajun chicken pasta. So I'm just gonna write that up here. All right, and then the last thing here is I wanted to get like a crock pot meal for that day. And the theme is meatless, but that's not like set in stone. Like we don't always have to have it meatless. That's just really to help plans. Okay, so what I want to do is find like a crock pot meal that's going to just be easy to serve. It's not going to be something that I need to like fuss with at the end of the cooking time. And in my album here, I have these little stickers that I got from Planner Kate. They're just like little icons with like a cooking pot, and those indicate that it's like a crock pot meal. And yeah, so I think that's what we're gonna do here, is we're gonna have like this chili, which is definitely a meat. It's a full meat meal, but it's gonna be easy. Oh, that says it's Instant Pot, but it actually takes a long time to cook because it's like full. And so I can throw that in on Monday during the day. Actually, I don't know about that. I think what's gonna happen is, because my schedule is about to change as I'm gonna start taking substitute jobs, if I'm working that day, I'm not going to be able to do an Instant Pot meal. I'm going to have to do a crock pot meal. So I might just do this and prep it ahead and then throw it all in the crock pot. It doesn't have to be done in the Instant Pot. So I'll still make chili, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to change it and do it for the crock pot. So the last thing is I just need to finish the Sunday meals. And Sunday is a little different because it's just like a day that we have a lot of extra free time. And so I can make like more like roast type meals and stuff like that. So I think what we'll end up doing is like a lot of, I think I'm gonna do like a sheet pan, like pork tenderloin here. And I have just some like packets and stuff that I can just, basically you just get the meat and then you get the little packet and then you know, just cook it however. And so I think that's what I'm gonna do there. And then let's do some like pulled pork this day. And that's another thing that's just like throw in like a pork shoulder and some seasonings in the crock pot and some, I don't know, you can do it different ways. You can put the barbecue sauce in at the beginning or you can mix it in later after you shred it. I'll probably do it after I shred it so that I can use that pork for other things and not just barbecue. And then let's do like a, I don't know, like a beef stew this day. That might end up being a pot roast, just depending on really the cut of meat and if I feel like cutting it up ahead of time. And then let's just do, I've been in the mood to have like lasagna lately, and I do have some gluten-free lasagna noodles, but I might just go ahead and do lasagna here. Yeah. Okay, so that is basically my menu for the month. And then the next thing that you want to do, that you don't have to do this, this is like optional and I don't always do this, but if I have time, I will go and take this and make my grocery list. I used to, or I had started trying to shop for the entire month all at once, and that didn't really work. I didn't really like that. I do prefer to shop once a week, and now that my schedule is kind of changing, I may or may not have time to do that anymore. I may end up doing more grocery orders and pickups. I don't know, we'll see. I really just like to go to the grocery store, and that's just, for me, it's just like time that I like. I enjoy it, and so I don't want to like reduce the amount of times I do that just because I like doing it. And so I don't know, we're gonna see. But what you can do is make a list for each week ahead of time so that you don't have to sit down and write that list out. You can just add to it based on what you need, like when you need more like eggs, bread, milk, that type of stuff. But you can go through all the recipes that you've selected and make your shopping list and just date it so you know what date that's for. So that's it really. I'm not gonna write it in my planner. I'll probably write it in my planner throughout the week like I do. Let's find something here. Like here, I just have a list of the dinners for that week. That's probably how I'm gonna do it. You saw that I had dinners on from my August plan with me, and that's before I got my family organizer book. And then, so in September, I didn't put my dinners on my monthly, but I'm not going to use that family organizer book in that way anymore, I don't think. I'm not really sure. I may write it in, I may not, but for now I have it on here, and this can actually get torn off and just go on the fridge. So yeah, that's it. It's kind of like a little bit of a process, and but I like having it once it's done. It didn't really take that long, as you saw. I mean, yeah, I did speed it up, but it only took this long because I was explaining it. It really doesn't take me that long at all to do this. And so, yeah, it's just something that I like having done, and it's very convenient for me. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. There are more videos like this on my channel. I hope to do like a menu every month, maybe. And if this is something that you'd like to see, let me know. But I could put the recipes. I could link to them, but I think that would be like a lot of links in one description. I was thinking about setting up a Pinterest board, and then I can link to that, and then that way I can link to all the recipes that you may have seen here. But if there's anything you want to see more closely, let me know in the comments and I'll definitely give you the link to that. So anyhow, like I was saying, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you really liked it, please consider subscribing. I do have more planning videos on my channel. I do a Plan With Me every Monday, and then Wednesday and Friday are videos like this where I plan other things or talk about planners. It's always planner related. We love planners. Anyway, that's it for me. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.